Now, we had a quest here that I need to do. Request and response? No. Here. Hypotactum generous Danrock. The unusual behavior of the servitors should be discussed with him, who's responsible for all assets. Okay, that's cool, but where is it? Can I say track this quest? I see no buttons for this. Okay, so where is he at? Is he on a different part of the ship? Habla Dolores. Voidsman. Blades. Oh, there he is. I found him, guys. You can stop looking. You're not going to speak to me, Jamrus? Rude. The corpulent man in lavish clothes bows before you, not without difficulty. A servo skull whirs over his shoulder, while the fingers of his augmented hand drum against a sheet of papers he is holding, and he regards you with attentive interest through the lens of his magnifying implant. Greetings, your ladyship. Jamrus Damrock at your service. Oh, we are having a full-blown storm. Okay. Victor's informed me about a problem with the servitors. What happened? Good lord, we really... Wow! I need to talk to this guy, apparently. You see, your ladyship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Jamrus Damrock nervously pulls on his luxurious frock coat as if it were uncomfortably tight. Lose weight, problem solved. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. Just as well you didn't, sir. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behaviour before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments pending your decision. Pascal Hanuman expressed the desire to be present during the inspection, should it be carried out. I suppose the expertise of the esteemed Magos may come handy. Didn't we get this quest before we met Pascal? So is this changed because I've accidentally left it long enough for him to join my team? I wish to take a look at the servitors before deciding their fate. Yes. As you wish, your ladyship. Would you like the Engineer Prime to accompany you? Yes, Pascal shall come with me. As your ladyship commands. I didn't realise that that's the situation we're getting ourselves into, but okay, let's go. Report of a tech phenomenon. Okay, when ladyship arrived at the scene, she found... Really? We have a scroll bar? Good lord. She found the servitors in the same position that they assumed after they had been corralled into the bay. All standing... Are we saying that they're all servitors? Okay. In a long sparring line, and facing the centre of their strange formation. The moment her ladyship crossed the threshold of the bay gate, their bodies jerked into motion. All as one, as if obeying a command, the servitors turned to face the Lord Captain! The technomats tasked with overseeing the defective units even reached for their weapons, but then the servitors were still just abruptly, staring at her ladyship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath, disturbed by the sight. We waited for the Lord Captain to speak. Her ladyship Dolores van Valencius. Shh! I don't need the rain right now. Took several steps towards the servitors, gestured for her Engineer Prime to study the servitors, demanded a report on the defective unit's status from the technomats, ordered that one of the servitors be disassembled. Engineer Prime. The Engineer Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of the servitors, peering into their faces and checking the readings. There was no haste in Pascal's actions. With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path. In binaric prayers were his companions in this investigation. Yes, you will be able to hear the rain, sorry. The examination confirmed the technomats' initial hypothesis. The servitors' souls, or rather, the souls of the people they once were, had awakened. I can't tell if it's good or bad. Probably bad, because they'll be suffering. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines could nonetheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of a shoddily performed lobotomy is most rarely observed, and yet, for some unknown reason, it had occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. That is eerie. And I didn't realise that lobotomy could be that difficult. Just shove a needle into someone's brain and just root her around until you get the desired effect. Question though, what dictates who gets lobotomized to become a servitor? Are they criminals? Are they peasants? What dictates that somebody becomes this unfortunate creature? All present held their breath, disturbed by the sight. Oh, we're back here. Ooh. Took several steps. Please don't hurt me. Immediately, the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked her movements with frightening precision. This is creepy. They mimicked her movements with frightening... Oh, sorry, we read that. The rogue trader halted in place and, after a moment's thought, waved her hand, and the servitors, just as synchronously, repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the technomats, so did the servitors, as if mocking her. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of a hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. I feel so sorry for them. We observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the rogue trader approached with confidence. The Lord Captain examined the servitors. As high factotum, it was I. Oh, I was wondering who the I and the we was. It's generous. I who had prompted the entire inspection, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsating under their copper collars inscribed with their past offences. Okay, so they are criminals. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. That sounds so traumatic. A visibly shaken technomat behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitors' bodies after a long slumber deep within the lobotomized brains. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. I can barely hear myself now, thank you, Rain. After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly and that no one had been able to explain the change in their behaviour. Her gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half-machines and half-people, the Lord Captain. What? Suddenly drew an iridescent blade, one I had seen before, and, as if following some unheard command, plunged it into the nearest servitor. I don't feel like killing today, thank you. I'm just gonna step back if that's okay with you. What's the report? The technomat's long-winded and detailed report could have been summarized in a single key point. Despite the servitors' abnormal behavior, they were still quite capable of carrying out tasks, and therefore the circumstances did not call for their termination. Okay. It's just... It's one thing if it's just a sentientless creature. Sentienceless? I'm not quite sure what the word should be there. But the fact that they have a growing awareness, I don't... Can I do this to one of them? God, the morality of this. It just feels wrong. Even if it gives us more answers, oh, it feels too cruel. Her ladyship looked at me with unwavering resolve, and it was that confidence that wrenched me out of the nightmarish stupor that held me tensely observing the scene unfolding before me. The Lord Captain gave the order. Iconoclast, to dispose of the servitors so that their human souls may be released from torment. Oh, that's a wonderful option. Dogmatic, to send the servitors back to toil as they had toiled before, for they had not yet paid their dues for the crimes of their past lives, and thus did not deserve clemency. To destroy the servitors for what was happening to them could spell horrific heresy. To leave the servitors to their work, for there was nothing in their behaviour that the Lord Captain found alarming. No. We're going to be short some servitors, but it's probably not the worst thing in the world. The Lord Captain's command was executed post-haste. All defective units were incinerated in furnaces. That's the kindest way you could have offed them? Jesus. And the remains were expelled into the void. The crew was provided with replacement servitors, and soon... Oh, okay, we had some on hand. And soon forgot all about the destroyed unit's peculiarities. This incident haunts my memories to this day. With the fate of the defective servitors decided, nothing could now distract the Lord Captain from her mission. Wow. I'm so sad about this. That was horrific. How may I be of assistance? Have you ever heard the name Fiery Reckoning? From what I can tell, it is a voidship of some sorts. Where did we hear this word before? Generous thinks for a moment, pursing his lips in concentration. I'm afraid it's not immediately familiar to me, your ladyship. Please allow me a moment. He starts rapidly tapping on the screen of his data slate. I say, House von Valencias did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends there. Apparently, the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops in your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your ladyship, but that is the extent of the insistence I can provide to you in regards to this particular matter. Where is this term coming from? I'm not familiar with it. Fiery reckoning. Remind me, what is it that you do? No. How did you come to serve the von Valencia's dynasty? I come from Dagonus? Your ladyship. I've been a subject of your dynasty since birth, and have always strived to be of use to the great rogue trader. Oh, it's admirable. Alas, it is not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, due to my being 15th in line for the title. Jesus. So I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case he attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. I like generous. He lets out an almost kindly chuckle. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the adeptus administratum. Stratum? I don't know. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. What was it like working with Theodora? I wish to know what you think of your fellow crew members. Yeah? Keeping tabs on your subordinates? A wise move. Tell me who interests you, and I'll endeavour to be as honest as possible. Gemmis's eyes light up. He's obviously eager to speak his mind. In that case, we're going to go through them all. Tell me what you think of Seneschal Abelard Viserion. Lady Theodora managed to do what even the Imperial Navy could not. Teach Master Viserion to carry out orders that he fundamentally disagrees with. I do not know what methods she used, but the result is impressive. Having said that, there is something else you need to know, Lord Captain. Your Seneschal is capable of being something far greater than a mere conduit for your will. He possessed the cunning and experience to run the Protectorate passively whenever Lady Theodora was away, and that really is saying something. Keep an eye on that old officer, I say, or alternatively, turn him into a faithful ally. I would like to hear your opinion of Conrad of Wittevier, the former Master of Whispers. I hope I never see him set foot aboard this vessel again, not even as a servitor. Although, he would be able to do at least some good that way. Someone has to clean the latrines after all. The factotum's bloated face grows stern. He gave us all quite a fright on that ill-fated day, Lord Captain, and still, to speak candidly, I never enjoyed Master Voigtvir's company, but I believed him to be a man who knew how to do his job. Regretfully, I was mistaken. It turned out Conrad lacked the most important quality for a Master of Whispers, unwavering loyalty to the rogue trader, and his failing came to light in the most deplorable of manners. Oh, reading this is killing my throat. I think I'm trying to speak over the rain, but I can't hear myself because all I can hear is the rain. What do you have to say about Foxmaster Vigdis? Is that an O? Tollyman. Ah, yes, the Voidborn. You know, in my family, we used such creatures as quarry whenever we went hunting. Mutants are the bane of humanity, an unforeseen tumor that threatens to end us all. But I digress. I digress. Oof. Let me get some water, sorry. In the brief time Tolliman had spent in post as Voxmaster, I have not noticed any significant flaws in her character or anything that would make me question her professional qualities. Needless to say, she is very diligent, as is any Voidborn seeking to earn their master's affection. I believe you can trust in her skills and loyalty. Interesting! So he has been bred to inherently dislike the Voidborn and see them as lesser than. But he can see past that and see her for what she is and what she does. Good on you. I want to know more about people who buy our plunder. Who cares if it gets me money? I don't care. I would like to order the shipping and transportation of some goods. Say what now? What? I would only be able to transact with Thunderfang, though, right? Because it's the only one I have? Yes, that is correct. Okay, I see how it is. Oi, come back here. I'd like to replace the painting of the late Theodora in my chambers. Hang my portrait instead. Do it. Generous bows obsequiously. It will be done, your ladyship. I wish to bolster my retinue with skilled fighters. I guess it's the mercenaries. My retinue and I are in need of training. Is that retraining? I'm good. I know to come for you should I need interesting things. Do I feel the need to talk to anybody, or can I just get on with life? Vigdis, do you have anything to tell me? Interesting. What is the point of this? Connect me to the vessel's main channel. I wish to bolster the morale of my crew. Okay. I don't really know the benefit of doing that. You address the crew with a rousing speech and hear your voice, oh hey, roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval. Nice. Thank you. I'm moving on. Should I check out Rykard Maduras? I mean, it would only make sense to check it out before I leave, right? Right? It'd be weird to just leave. I don't even know how to leave. That's a problem for later. Let's go. Can you not fly so close to the sun? That makes me nervous. Oh wait, I was supposed to do more things back on that planet, wasn't I? Whoops, forgot about that. Okay, well, we're supposed to go back. My mistake. August noticed a large object among the lifeless rocks covering the planet. A void ship, whose signature and origin are impossible to identify from orbit, is resting on the edge of the deep ravine. The hull of the unidentified vessel is severely damaged, rocks around it scattered by the force of the gigantic machine's crash landing. The August haven't detected any vital signs aboard or near the vessel. Send a squad to the planet to explore the void ship. The landing party reports via Vox as soon as they touch down. The colossal void ship before them is covered with spikes. It resembles a morbid beast sculpted from the darkness itself, menacingly hanging over the ravine. An experienced veteran accurately determines the origin of the unholy vessel. It belongs to the Xenos race called Drakari. Ready to collapse at any moment, the void ship emits a long, woeful creak, as if promising to drag along into the abyss below anyone who dares to disturb its slumber. Abelard suggests finding out what Xenos were doing in the Rykard system. Taking heed of the Central's recommendations, the rogue trader orders to send more people to the planet. Anxious, Adira tells the log captain that voices in her head are screaming, repeating words Harbinger, darkness, and death. Not wanting to tempt destiny, the rogue trader decides to recall people from the vessel. Agenta eagerly says that the only good Xenos is a dead one. A true servant of the Emperor shouldn't soil their hands with Xenos technology. The rogue trader orders that more people be sent to the Xenos void ship to collect any valuable findings. Being the god Emperor's chosen, the rogue trader won't go digging around Xenos trash. The artifacts of the enemies of humanity should be wiped from the Koronus Expanse. Please don't get anybody killed. Monstrous contraptions designed to mince, rip apart, and incinerate their victims took the soldiers by surprise, but were neutralized before the squad suffered significant losses. But there were still some losses. RIP. The soldiers found several curious pieces of xenotech on the sinister void ship, but no doubt that could shed some light on why it came to the Rykard system. An assortment of Drakari barbed needles, Drakari shatter shard, and piercing splinter cannon. Sounds like something I would like to put into cargo. Okay. Well, not explored. I beg to differ. Back we go, because I'm a twit. I was thinking I had to go to a different planet and another system, but no, just the other side of this planet. Whoops. Okay, we want to go here, I believe, but I'm going here first. The bunker. That's correct, right? I think that's correct. I think that was my mental plan. I hope that was my mental plan, because it's happening now. Alright. The upper way, return to void ship. Oh! This is the bunker. I see. The upper way kind of threw me. I was like, what? Okay. I follow. I thought it was giving me 2 extra locations. It's only giving me 1 extra location. Never mind. I can't move it. Nope. Okay, well, we're just going to the electrodynamic cenobium then. My apologies. What? Oh, he's compulsory. I follow. Oh, well, this looks like a lovely place we're going to. Please don't get me killed by electricity. Okay, so this is our little ship. We'll cover the landing area, your leadership. Glory to the Von Valencius dynasty. Thank you! Just gotta go back this way, bear with me. There is apparently loot to be found. Yeah.
What lies beyond?
Athletics to do what
Experience?
exactly?
Nothing matters more.
Ah, it's tilted over and give me some more goods. Oh, thanks, man. What an absolute peach.
They will see. Oh, yes. They all will see.
I
Judging by
did
the
it.
dead people's equipment, they were the same guards the governor sent to the monastery's aid. Oh, rip. That looks terribly dangerous. And not at all like the kind of monastery I was imagining. Where's the Age of Sigmar game? Why did it have to be 40k? This is all terribly dramatic, but it's not very illuminating. Thanks.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
Well, they certainly are. Okay, let's just touch this. Open the gate. Pascal, I hope you know what you're doing. The Binharic hymn awakens the gate's latching mechanism.
One step at a time. Amidst the madness.
I love that I could still hear it on the loading screen. No one will silence Dolores. Okay, look tight, people. There are dead people afoot. The heretics were killed swiftly and ruthlessly. They never had the chance to reach for their weapons. No doors.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Glory be to the current of the motive force. May its dulcet light shine in the new spheric coronas. May its vitality nourish our augments. May its purity wash over our imperatives and engrams. Cool.
In
You
this tapestry
do
of a
that, sir.
world, I am the rogue thread.
Mercifully quick electric shock was not what killed this cultist. His face is contorted in pain as if he was something or other. As far as I'm aware, the monastery supplies power to several major hive cities on Rykat. Hidden somewhere in the depths of this building is a reactor of monstrous, unfathomable power. That's nice. You note that wire junctions are often marked with the symbol of a key that appears to connect two lines. Okay. There are no wounds on this heretic's body, but his face is contorted in terror and his eyes are bloodshot from ruptured vessels. Ugh. This sounds like a terrible idea. I'm going in nonetheless.
I'm not satisfied with that
Heinrichs!
answer. I will repeat my question again. The last electro-priest you killed, where did you find?
Why is the ground shaking?
Burn in the fire of
Oh, is he a
God,
psyker?
servant of the God. And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
Heinrichs? I'm looking for you. Hi. Okay, that's his picture. The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric on his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked by several reddish-brown stains. A force sword and a vox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. The bit in the middle? Seneschal, isn't this the chap we were supposed to find for the Lord Inquisitor? Interrogator von Calyx, I presume. Kneel and repent of your heresy before a rogue traitor, filthy sorcerer, and I might spare your life.
Yes. Since you know who I am, and are in no hurry to kill me, I infer that you serve the Emperor.
A very
not his
sound
enemies.
deduction.
Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kalox of the Imperial Inquisition's
Kalox.
esteemed Ordo
My
Xenos.
apologies.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
That would be Lady Dolores. I miss everything else. Afcalixis. That's the only part I remember. I'm gonna have to make a note of actually memorizing my damn name.
Shadow. A great big sun-eclipsing, chain-weaving shadow. I can see the threads, myriads of them extending toward us all, and all of them creeping off toward him like snakes, shrouding us in poison. My, oh my, do I sense trouble, and it's right in my throat. It itches.
You'll survive.
A psyker. Interesting. And a diviner at that. Even more interesting. Are you sanctioned?
She absolutely is not, but that is not an issue we're taking right now.
Don't you Inquisition me! I'm under the rogue trader's protection!
Adira's predictions are seldom wrong. I will be watching you. Pay no attention. She talks all kinds of nonsense. Adira is a member of my personal retinue and under my protection.
Your retinue, you say? Then let's go back to my previous question. With whom do I have the honor
Look,
of speaking?
I would have responded, but Adira spoke out of turn. Take it up with her, not me. Rogue trader Dolores von Valancius.
Von Valancius? To the best of my knowledge, that dynasty is headed by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Has there been a change of circumstances?
That is a very politic way to say, did you kill your predecessor? I see that you take no end of pleasure in your job. I've barely introduced myself and I've already been grilled. Theodora is dead, slain in battle by enemies of humanity. Can this conversation wait for a better time? I'm hearing the Lord Inquisitor's orders to see to his acolyte's safe and timely arrival on footfall. Nah. I don't care where we have the conversation. It has to be had regardless.
The news is lamentable. My condolences.
Never knew the woman.
And I presume the heir to the sacred warrant of trade and the lofty title of rogue trader is none other than yourself.
I said as much, didn't I?
Well then, what precisely has brought you to the sanctum of the Omnissiah?
I'm here to collect you. I'm under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I am to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship. What did you do to him?
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Well, the Emperor has conscripted me thusly, so let me know what your bidding is. But just let you know, I'm not your servant.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
Look, I don't disagree. His choice of words was lamentable, but we are essentially at his bidding.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
No one's taking me into custody, honey.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
Come on, Abelard, take a page out of her book.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer?
She is a reader.
Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions.
Interesting. Do tell.
Someone by the name of Aurora.
Oh, I thought you
is
were going for
leading
something
the
more
rebellion.
exciting than what I already knew. Never
Data
mind.
indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the special efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Look, I was paying attention, I swear I was. But at the same time, I had a thought. It would be really cool if these games gave you a side quest chain that related to your background, the origin that you chose. Okay, not origin, the background you chose. So like the crime lord or the noble, because I chose the noble, like that kind of thing. I wish we could get quests relating to that background, so then we could feel more in tune with our character and more invested in their longevity and their future. If we could have, you know, a continuation of their past, that'd be super cool, because I would love to have quests relating specifically to my past as a noble lady. But anyway, was totally paying attention to hierarchies. And if you were a criminal, having, you know, a quest chain related to criminal behavior, that kind of world.
Blasphemous insanity.
That's it. Okay. Precisely what were you doing at the monastery? Point to the corpse. What did you do to him? Those wretched planet's troubles are none of my concern. I'm taking you to the ship now. I can help you with the rod. Let's join forces.
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish.
Embarrassing.
The monastery
on their part.
is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted.
Lovely group.
I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now.
Okay, what'd you do to him?
I convinced him to cooperate.
Is that what we call it?
I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins.
I don't disagree.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base.
I will do my best.
I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall, near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Maybe. Maybe not. Oh. Okay. Goodbye. Welcome back. I think. Is that what I choose to do? Oh, I don't know. Adira was really... Sorry, I'm totally just snapping my fingernail as we speak. This is not a good time to be playing with my fingernails. Adira is good against multiple enemies with her chain lightning. So it's really begrudgingly that... Level 4? I've got to go through the pain of leveling him from level 4. Sorry, completely distracted. That's traumatic. Can you just auto-level him to my level and I'll take him as he is? I'm really not that picky. Just pick something for me. Okay, we'll see how Cassia goes. Oh, this sucks. Bro. I just don't want to. What is this? Psi rating. So he is a psyker. I thought so. Because I saw the staff. Does he have a staff? Yeah. He's a biomancer. What's a biomancer? Something to do with biology, I guess. Strike. Siphon life. Okay. The wielder of his staff gains a siphon life ability. Sounds intriguing. Oh, wait. Did Adira have any of my skills? She had awareness. Ugh. Oh, wow. You are so not very flattering here, sir. Lord Xenos. That's the only thing he's good at? Bro. And he's wielding melee... Okay. But you don't have skills in either. Wouldn't this be your better skill set? What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay. Sanctioned to Psycho Biomancer. So he's a warrior who doesn't have much weapon skill. To be fair, is he level 4? What was Abelard level 4? Coercion. Don't know why. Endure. Daring breach. Melee restores. Yeah. Or AP and MP. Defensive maneuvers. When the warrior takes damage, they gain. That makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Agility. 5 plus 2 times agility. How's that 0? His agility bonus is plus 10. Whatever. This is going to be fucking brutal. Just go straight down. Start from the bottom. Whenever in effect, I wish I could like sort these. Well, actually, can I sort these? Recommended, favorite feature, offense, defense, support, universal, archetype, origin, warp. What are these considered? Warp features, I guess. Warp features, okay. So we need to be level 10 for that, so that's something to remember for later. So let's read through these. Destined. Psyker's armor increases by plus 5%, which is fantastic for a dude in melee. This bonus increases by plus 5% at the start of every turn of combat except the first. What? His armor essentially just goes up 5% every round? Holy shit. That's so OP. I like that. Edge of Dawn. Oh, completely unrelated to the game, and you guys probably don't care. I used the term OP with my sister the other day, and she's like, what's OP? And I'm like, overpowered. And she's like, what is even wrong with you? And I'm like, it's a term everybody uses. How do you not know this term? I swear we're not related. Enemies adjacent to the Psyker suffer more damage. Oh, I love that. Eternal Glory. The first time that momentum reaches 200 during the... That's full momentum, right? A Psyker's turn. A Psyker gains... Yeah, whatever. Hymns of Hatred. Critical hits are scored by anyone within the Psyker's line of sight, including themselves. It increases their critical damage by +1. It's not much, but that does stack. Psalms of Heroes. The Psyker's psi rating is increased by +1 until the end of combat every time an ally uses... Sanctified Slayer. The Psyker's critical hit chance is increased by plus resolve %. Blade of Light. Force weapon attacks. I don't know what a fudging force weapon is. I really don't. Is it the staff? God. I'm just going to assume it staves are force weapons because it's the only thing that makes sense. Force weapon attacks deal more damage and have more arm penetration. Usage of a heroic act by the Psyker decreases Val degradation. Whenever the Psyker uses a damaging psychic power on targets that are 6 cells or farther up from the Psyker, the targets suffer additional 3 damage. It's not bad. What does that scale of though? Just ballistic skills? Wait, what? You're using a damaging psychic power. And this is scaling off ballistic skills. That makes no sense. Second sight. Psychic powers have a range. Okay, stabilizing factor. Psyker can use damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks. Ah, that's actually quite helpful for someone who's going to be in melee. Obscured threat. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight or the Psyker is in cover, or resistant tests, blah blah blah, adrenaline surge. In the first turn of every combat, all psych powers with the biomancy discipline cost -1 action point. These are very important things. Is biophysical distortion. All Psyker's powers, including damaging psychic powers, now poison enemies. I like that as well. Sanguine Siphon. Every time the Psyker deals damage, they gain +1 stack of the Sanguine Siphon effect. If that damage was dealt to a target adjacent to the... If that damage... What do you mean? If that damage was dealt to a target adjacent to the Psyker, they gain +2 stacks. Oh, sorry, I follow. Yes, it says. When the Psyker suffers lethal damage, the stacks of Sanguine Siphon are removed to reduce this damage by -1 for each stack until either all the stacks are removed or the damage doesn't look lethal. Interesting. Enemy adjacent to an ally dies. That ally gains a stack in corpus conversion effect. If multiple allies are adjacent to the dead body, one is selected at random. A Psyker's next psychic power that targets only the target with corpus conversion will work as if a Psyker's psi rating is +2 higher. Will not damage the veil, will not trigger psychic phenomenon or perils of the warp, and will remove -1 stack of corpus conversion. So they can heal themselves. The Psyker's allies will cycle themselves under the toughness. Nah. I'm inclined to take weapon skill. Oh, but toughness. We'll take weapon skill and then we'll worry about toughness next. Purge Soul. One creature within 12 cell radius deals... Bloody hell. So direct damage. This damage is increased by +50% against Xenos, +100% against Chaos Worshippers or Jakari, by +150% against Demons, by +50% if the enemy has already damaged the Psyker or any of the Psyker's abilities allies in this combat. Any damages, bonuses, blah 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 blah. Does not affect targets that lack souls. An interesting point of contention. Okay. Shield of the Emperor. Until the start of the Psyker's next turn, all allies affected by Word of the Emperor. What's Word of the Emperor? I don't know what that is. Is that an ability you already have that I didn't realize you already had? Probably. I should have gone to features rather than straight to archetypes. It's a deflection. All targets. Then, oh, okay. And a percentage increase to all coming attacks. Okay. Restores wounds. Ooh, here we go. Which is currently 2 times 0, which I'm going to assume they're not going to put it 2 at 0, so it'll be 2 plus willpower. He needs willpower. Rip. Okay. Regeneration. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn, that's cool. Probably just gonna take Purge Soul, let's be honest. You didn't have any skill sets other than Law Xenos, which I can add to actually. Yay, good team. I took weapon skill, but I was gonna take toughness, but honestly I think you should be taking willpower because you're a psycho. Swift movements. I'm trying to give that to everybody. You know, make it fair. Okay, I already read all of you. I haven't read you. So gains inscribed soul ability. It costs no AP but deals direct damage to the Psyker equal to... Why would I want to damage myself? Still mind. Okay, did I find something that I liked? If I did, I don't remember. I could just keep increasing this? This is great. Pascal already had this. Okay, that's kind of wasteful now that I've realized. You guys can fight over it. I'm really not sure what to take here. Probably that. I mean, I know I can look at these other tabs, but probably gonna take that. There's this movement point, stay on the turn. Yes, can take number 1. I still say weapon skill, damn it. What's just been unlocked? Has anything been unlocked? Invigorate? No. For being Psycho level 1. Strength and agility doesn't help me though, does it? What did that stand for again? Oh, SI rating. Oh, because we're still technically on 0. Okay, so I've got to pick something. But strength. Ah. So weapon skill only dictates if you hit. Strength dictates how hard you hit. I wish they hadn't separated that out. That super sucks. It's expensive though. Oh, it's only 1 AP, sorry. I thought it was 2 AP. Well, he can heal himself if that's the case. Should I take swift movements? Level 20, Jesus. It's not bad, I guess. Willpower. Okay, pick a skill. Not demolition. Not coercion. Carouse? Poisons, stimulators, or alcohol? Take athletics. Okay. Is that useful in combat? I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. Actually, go back. Features. Not me, him. Yeah, here we go. Word of the Emperor. All allies within the area, effective 12 cell radius. All allies within the circle with a 5 cell radius gain +2 resolve until the end of combat. Original stack of its effect increases weight. Okay, iron arm. The target gains +14 strength and toughness. Oh my god! I can increase strength and toughness? So I can do it on myself or Abelard Pascal? That's brilliant! Cool down 1 round. Okay. That's sure. I can attempt to work with that. Maybe. Okay. So you have a force sword. Oh, what the hell? You may as well swap back. A force sword. A solid auto pistol. It's a primitive stance anyway. Staff. God, sorry. Where'd I get stance from? No idea. This sword deals an additional +5 rating. It's not like that's impressive or anything to write home about. What are you wearing? Medium. None of this is very useful to you. Suasion, nope. Imperium. Fellowship, nope. Warp law, not very helpful to you. Wow, I have literally nothing for you. I feel bad. What does the Fellowship actually do in combat? Does it feel bad? Doesn't help you, but just pop it on anyway. That doesn't help you either. Really. I don't really... The cloak was blue. Oh, I just replaced the cloak with that. Whatever. Weird. Cool. I don't have anything interesting for you as much as I was kind of hoping to. Fighter's body is still warm. He only bled to death a few minutes ago. Yoink.